Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another tutorial. It's me IJ and I'm back with a new tutorial. If today is your first time of stopping by, you are highly welcome. My old and new subscribers, thanks for all your support. So guys, today's tutorial is just about this trending floating or standing sleeve. As you can see, it is there on the screen. This is what we are going to DIY today. It's very easy to achieve. For us to achieve it, you have to take some measurements. Now I'm going, guys, to measure it. I would like us to use our mannequin for us to measure it. Now this is the under bust. As you can see on the one that we want to replicate, it is in between the bust that it is. So you place your tape there to know your measurement. So now I'm going to place my tape here. You do it by yourself, but I'm using this for us to understand what I mean. You place it on yourself, on your bust, between your two busts on the under bust. You place it direct. That is where you are going to place it. So you now take it to your shoulder. Do you see it? You take it over your shoulder, but it's not going to be flat like this. You are going to give a little space because it's standing. Do you see it? You are going to give a little space. So now I'm going to now put it, do you see it, and place it where I want it to be. So for me, I have 22 inches. So this 22 inches is what I'm going to cut out. So you take your own measurement, how you want it to stand. So you take it, that is what you are going to use to cut out your own measurement. So mine is 22 inches. So I'm going to cut out 23 because I need half inch to join it here and half inch to join it at the back. And the wideness that I want it to be, I'm going to use 6 inches. I will take half inch to close it up. So the size of it is going to be 5 inches. So now we are going to get started. So I have my collar stay. I want to use, because it has to stand, I have to use the collar stay, and also I will now use the boning for it. I want it to stand exactly like what we are trying to replicate. So now I'm going to measure out my 23 inches from this collar stay. I have cut out my panels. Do you see it? I cut out 2 because it is 2, one on the left side and one on the right side. So I've cut it because it's a hard gum stay. I don't want to cut on the main material. I'm only cutting on the lining. But if you're having a soft one, you cut on both materials. And remember, we are going to also use boning to make it stand. So now this is the material, this is my panel. So the next thing to do now is to fold it in 2. I'm going to fold it in 2 in this form. You see it? This is the midpoint. I've gotten my midpoint now. I've gotten my midpoint. Then I'll keep it, I'll put it open again. So here is my midpoint. Then I will now fold it straight in 2. Looking at the structured one that we want to replicate, you will now see that the front part of it is smaller than the back side of it. So we are going to measure it out. So from this center now, I'm going to mark 2 inches. Do you see it? I'm going to mark 2 inches here. And from this midpoint that we created, I'm going to curve it to this point using my ruler. You see it from the midpoint. Remember, this here is the midpoint. So now we are going to cut it out. Now guys, this is it. Do you see it? That shape that you are seeing on the front. So we have now created it. Do you see it on the 2 sides? We have created it on the 2 sides, the shape that we are seeing. Do you see it? The front side is smaller than the back side. So the thing to do is to use it to cut out my material, both the lining and the main fabric. I'm using a satin material, so I'm going to use both of them as the front and also as the lining. So I'm going to cut it out now and I'll show it to you guys. Now guys, I have ironed our gum stay to our material. This is the material we are using, the satin material. So this is the main side and this is the lining. But remember, both of the materials are the same thing. I've ironed it on both of it. So the next thing to do now is to take it to the machine and use my boning to sew on it. So I'm going to sew from here. I'm going to use my boning to close it up from this edge. And also I'll close it up here and I'll close it up here. I will leave here open because I'm going to turn it and I'll fold 1/2 inch on both panels, then close it up and then use our bias to beautify it. I'll do it on both sides and I'll show it to you guys. Now guys, this is our sleeve. Do you see it? I've turned it after sewing it with the boning. Now I have turned it using 1/2 inch to cover it up. Do you see it here? I now used 1/2 inch. Do you see it? The way I folded it, I fold 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here, then I fold it together. Do you see it? And I pin it up with my pin. So I did the same to the two. So now the next thing to do is just to take my bias. I'll use my bias to cover it up in this form to make it look fanciful. I'm going to use it to cover it up. I'm going to do it to the both sides. I'll show it to you. Now guys, this is our sleeve. Do you see it? This is our sleeve. So the next thing to do now is attach it to our blouse. And this is the blouse I want to attach it to. So I'm going to take it to the mannequin now. I'll attach it to the blouse. And I'm going to also use the patches of the lace to cover it up. That is, when you attach it, when you take it, you fold it in two. Do you see the way I folded it? Just to give it a little bit of pleat, then you now attach it. When you attach it here, for it not to be seen, you will now use the patches of the lace or the material you are making just to use it to cover it up neatly. So I'm going to do that and I'll show it to you guys the final. Now guys, this is the end result of our structured sleeve with boning. Do you see how it is so lovely? I've matched the blouse with the skirt. It's just a pencil skirt. I've made a tutorial on how to achieve a pencil skirt. It's very easy. You can check it out. I'll link it in the description box below for you to achieve it. Now guys, do you see how lovely? And do you see the patch that I use is also from the material? Just use a fabric gum of your choice that will not stain it to attach it. And don't forget to pleat it to give you that pleat that you now saw on the one that we want to replicate. So guys, if this tutorial has been helpful to you, don't forget to like, share and comment on my videos. And if you have not subscribed, consider subscribing. Subscription is free. Support me to grow this channel. I love you guys and I will see you in my next video. Bye.